Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon on this Monday. How's everybody doing? I can see you in the comments popping in for the live today, so I'm excited you're here. Say hello if you haven't done so already. I would love to see your name popping up in the comments. And tell me what you're up to today. What does this Monday look like for you? Are you on your lunch break? Or are you maybe at home taking a break from outdoor activities? It's a beautiful day here, and hopefully it's the same for you. I love this season as we kind of transition into fall. The weather gets to be cool and crisp in the mornings and just perfect in the afternoons. So let's say hello to a few people, and I want to introduce myself as well. So if you haven't had a chance to see me on a live or at an SCT event previously, my name is Taylor VanBruggen, and I'm the owner and the creative director here at Tailored Expressions. And I am coming to you from Ankeny, Iowa, which is just north of Des Moines. I'm in a little bit of a fog today because I'm calling it a back to school fog. I sent all three of my kids off to the first day of school today, so all the things, remembering to pack all of the lunches and get everything in the backpack and get them all to the places they need to go at the right time. This is our first year that all of our kids are in different schools, so we had to do a little tag teaming to make sure everybody got where they're going. So if you are in back to school season, give me a heart or raise your hand in the comments if you're feeling that back to school fog. I know it'll take about a week probably to get ourselves into a good routine, and today is just day one. So let's say hello to some people. Hello, everyone. Barbara Jean is here. Hi, Sherry and Stephanie and Pam and Holly. We have Mona, Roberta, Elsie. Y'all know Whitney is here, right?
Woo! Ready to go!
Whitney is ready to go. If you're not familiar with Whitney, she is on most of my lives that we do here at Tailored Expressions, and she's everybody's cheerleader and encourager.
That's
right. And she has a special word that she likes to shout out sometimes when she's really excited. So if we get really excited today, you might hear it from her. So glad Whitney's here with us. Let's see, anybody else? Victoria, Mindy's here today. Hi, Mindy. Christy, Claudia, Melissa. Awesome. Glad to see so many of you hopping in today. I am excited to share with you a little bit about a new product that we've released recently that is hopefully going to help you guys as you're choosing colors. I know that is a tough thing for a lot of people. So if that's tough for you, it can be tough too with all the different companies and their different color collections and understanding how color works together. But hopefully this product that I'm going to introduce you to is something that you can use to kind of help you with color. And I also get to use some of our new colors. So we love color at Tailored Expressions. And this year, we just released within the last month 5 new colors into our collection. And we are releasing a new color every month through the rest of the year. So that happens on the first Thursday of the month. If you are a color lover, then you can tune in for our color releases that are happening the first Thursday of every month through the rest of this year. And one of the fun things about our color collection, how many of you know how we name our colors? I know there are lots of TE fans out there and we talk about this often, but all of our color names are foods and drinks. So if you find yourself getting hungry today, it is lunchtime, and all of the colors that I'm going to be talking about are foods and drinks. So you might want to grab a snack, or your tummy could be rumbling as we go through this today. So let's take a look. I'm going to move my camera down so you guys can start to see what we're going to be creating today. And I forgot to say thank you also. Thank you, Megan and Catherine, for having me today, for letting me join into this partner celebration. We love partnering with Scrapbook and Cards today. I'm excited to teach at the event this fall, so if you're signed up for Crop and Create, then I will see you there as well. But for today, we are going to do this card. So this features 3 Does it feature all 5 of our new colors?
Yes!
Oh my goodness, how did I pull that off? And I forgot that I had done that actually. So this card features all 5 of our new colors, and this is a fun product that we released with our new colors called Petal Palette. I'm going to bring it in here to show you this stencil that not only will help you create color swatches, one of those ways that you can create something that you can reference later, but also have a usable piece of art. So on the left side of this stencil, as you blend, you will be creating this beautiful floral. It has some overlapping petals, which allow you to see how those 2 colors work together when you blend them over the top of each other. You can see here a little bit better the peach and the green moving together. And then over on the right side of the stencil, you create a swatch. So you're blending anyway, you might as well create something useful for later. And this is what some of my swatches look like. I have a huge ring here to fill out. So I realize I only have 3 swatches on here so far, but we're excited to continue this collection, create some other products that allow you to create that swatch and a usable piece of artwork for your card at the same time. So these are what my swatches look like. This one is the one we'll be creating today that makes this card. Here's your chance for a screenshot if you want to remember this one later. I'll show you the others that I have here as well. Color is one of my absolute favorite things to play with, and I love unexpected color combinations too. This is one of those unexpected, almost retro looking color combinations. I love this one. You can see I've stamped my swatch with the different color names that we have at Tailored Expressions. Papaya, persimmon, Dijon. I wouldn't recommend combining those, papaya, persimmon, and Dijon, at least not in the food arena. Now, when you're talking about ink colors, you combine those all day. They will look beautiful together. And then last, we have this swatch that makes this card. So there are some additional ideas for you as you're creating with this if you already have it. If you don't, we do have it available on our website. It's called Petal Palette, and it comes with the stencil and the die that cuts out your blended swatch as well. So let me show you one other thing before I get into creating that we designed to help you guys specifically use Tailored Expressions color collection. We have these cards. They are laminated, sturdy cards that are called our Palette Playbook. And with our new colors, we have released one of these with each of our new colors. So I have them all here. This is Papaya, Persimmon, Tiki Mule, Royal Icing, and then I have Honeydew Melon as well. These are an awesome reference to tell you kind of the shade sequence up here at the top. So light to dark of that particular shade. You have a little note about persimmon is a zesty, feel-good orange with a splash of red, like a fruit that's been kissed by sunshine. And then down here at the bottom, you have Taylor's favorite color combo that includes persimmon. Also on the back, you get all of these color combinations. Persimmon is the first color in each one. And if you know, I want to make a card with persimmon, what other ideas should I consider? You can just flip that card over and see what vibe you're going for, whether you're making a birthday card and you need something bright, or maybe you want something rainbow. There is a rainbow on each of these as well. So lots of good information on these. They are available for purchase individually currently. And I know we have lots of questions from our regular customers wondering if we will be getting one of these for each color in our collection. And the answer is, if you want it, we will do it. So let us know if it's something you're loving. We've been hearing from lots of people that it's very helpful. So should we get to creating?
Yes!
Okay, Whitney says yes. I am going to take a 6x6 piece of our sugar cube cardstock. This is our white color. It's great for blending. It accepts our ink beautifully, whether you're coloring with alcohol markers, maybe you like colored pencils, maybe you like to blend. This cardstock is perfect for all of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and tack that down to my glass board. I love working on a large glass board surface. If you also have a large glass board and you craft on it, leave me a comment or a heart. I feel like it's been one of my best investments recently is to get one of these. It speeds along my crafting. It makes me feel less wasteful. I'm not always throwing away those paper placemats. It's easy and fast to clean up, and I have been loving it. Okay, so here's that 4-layer stencil. You can see that it is 6x6. As we take that first layer here, we're going to blend the first swatch, and then as we continue with the additional layers, you'll have 4 blended together, and this piece here will take shape to look like that floral arrangement. I did forget to mention, I had everything stored in one of our 7.5 by 7.5 Velcro pouches. So sometimes when you have stencils and dies and sometimes even foilet panels and stamps that all coordinate, having one of those pouches to store them all is really, really handy. We've been using those a lot to organize, haven't we, Whit?
Yes.
Yes, we have. Okay, so I'm going to tack this stencil down with some teal tape. And the first color we're going to use is Honeydew Melon. You'll notice my glassboard buddy here. This is magnetic. It sticks to your magnetic glassboard and serves a couple of different purposes. It obviously holds the kind of standard large ink pad size, but it also has a pour spout in it. So if you want to use it for little embellishments, you can easily pour them back into your container. Also, it's magnetic, so you can take your dies and they will stick in the bottom of there so you don't lose them. Obviously, this die is pretty big, but some of our very tiny dies, it provides a good spot for those so you don't lose them while you're crafting. So we're going to take that Honeydew Melon color. I always have to remind myself with brand new ink pads, they're pretty juicy when you first start with them. So I like to kind of wipe off onto my glassboard just to make sure that I'm not getting any of those really intense blotches of color when I go down to the paper. And then I can just, another great thing about the glassboard, I can just pick up that ink directly from the glassboard and reuse it, so I'm not wasting. I forgot to mention as well at the beginning, if you do have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. You can always just put question in all caps, and then it'll be easy for Whitney and I to pick them out. Make sure we don't miss any of your questions. We love to chat, so anything is on the table. You want to know my favorite Halloween candy? You want to know what I'm...
Did you go shopping this weekend for
I
Halloween
did.
candy?
Did you see I brought some in? Is that why you're asking?
I saw something, but I didn't.
I actually didn't make it into the store to go, so I had to look at Target online, and they don't always have all of their Halloween candies available online. But I got the little Reese's white chocolate ghosts.
Ooh,
I thought those would be yummy. So, excited about those. And those who know me know that candy is one of my favorite things, which also makes Halloween one of my favorite things because people give you candy. So this next color that I'm using, I've switched blender brushes. When I'm doing large areas all over, I tend to reach for the larger blender brush. And then when I'm doing smaller, more detailed dimensional blending, I grab either our bitty blender brushes or our detail blender brushes, depending on the size of the opening. This one lends itself really well to our bitty blender brush. Ooh, Amrita, that is a question. I don't know how to say that. Have you tried Majescas? Have you tried that? What is that?
No, I don't know what it is.
Okay, share. Do share because we're
My
clueless.
interest is piqued.
Yes. And Adele did ask, what's my favorite Halloween candy? I feel like I switch my favorite candies often because I do eat a lot of candy. So right now, I'm on a kick of hot tamales.
Yes. We go through like a box a day.
It feels like it. When Whitney knows I have a lot of projects to make, she buys me hot tamales and tells me to go make pretty things.
Make pretty things.
So I like hot tamales quite a lot. And as far as like Halloween candies though,
Ooh, that's tough.
I think this is a polarizing one, but I like candy corn. And not everyone likes candy corn. So
Yep, I get it.
let me know, are you on the candy corn train or not? It's okay if you're not. You can say, I hate candy corn, and that's fine. But I do like the pumpkin candy corns, like the big ones that are, they call them something different, marshmallows, candy corn or something.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the ones that are big.
Mallow something.
Yeah.
I love the pumpkin ones. I know everyone
The big
has
pumpkins.
feels about those, but oh, yum. Those are like gone at my house. Amrita says, it's a caramel marshmallow candy that was invented in Kentucky.
Oh, okay. I love that. I'm going to have to go check that
We're
out.
gonna search for those after this live now.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Majesca's. Okay, Whitney, you took that note down,
Yep,
right?
got it.
Okay. Oh, yes. Peggy says candy corn with salted peanuts. I love to make my own candy corn, like trail mix-ish. So that's good. Yes. Somebody asked another good question is, do we sell these inks in a bundle? We do. Yeah, we have several ink bundles in our store right now. The colors that we're using today, the Papaya Persimmon, Royal Icing, and Tiki Mule, were all released at the same time, and there is a bundle for those 4 ink colors. The Honeydew Melon came later, but the other great thing that we offer are several different curated sets. So if you like a bold rainbow or a trendy rainbow, you can search ink bundle on the Tailored Expressions website, and you'll see all the different curated collections we've put together. You can get them in full size, mini size, because sometimes you just want to try it. I know many of you are probably new to Tailored Expressions inks, and you don't, want to invest in all 90 colors right off the bat. But we have some great ways for you to try them out. Okay, so this was the persimmon then. That was my dimensional detail layer on that one. Love it. Now we're coming with layer 3 of the stencil. I try to reuse my teal tape. It's sticky enough that you should be able to use it for the entire 4 layers of the stencil. Now on the first layer, I didn't mention it, but you guys probably caught it. I think you're probably familiar with layering stencils, but you want to make sure that you are blending those squares, at least on the first layer, because that's how you're going to line up the subsequent layers of the stencil. This next one is Royal Icing. Okay, let's see. Roberta asked, on the stencil with the color swatch, does the die come with each one? So right now, that's another great question. Right now, we do only have the one offering. We only have the Petal Palette stencil and die combo, so that die does come with it. When we release additional designs in the future, we will separate that die away from the stencil so that you don't have to purchase the die with every stencil that you get. But for now, that is the way that it is. That's a great question. I love the forward thinking to wanting more of these. We actually have a couple in design right now, and I'm loving playing with the different artwork that can be both overlapping, and we have a design where it's not overlapping. So sometimes colors look good together, but then when they overlap each other, they fight with each other. So having some of these stencils where the colors overlap is good, but also we have a lot of stencils where your colors don't overlap, so you don't have to consider whether they mix well together.
Eeks! I'm so excited for more.
There's Whitney's magic word.
I know, I'm so excited.
It's eeks. All right, so there we have our Royal Icing, and next up is Tiki Mule. So I've got my Tiki Mule blender brush. Another great thing we've just introduced with our color collections are these color coordinated labels. So you get a sheet, and on it you have our label that specifically coordinates with the new color. And you can put them on our blender brushes, the bitty blender brushes. We love organizing and having pretty supplies. I think just makes me feel like I want to be creative and I want to get in my stash and use my supplies. So having everything labeled and displayed pretty makes it
easy.
More inspiring and easier. Yeah.
You know where everything's at when it's labeled. And when your things look pretty, they're just begging to be played with. Right?
Yes.
It's like it sits there. It's just like, you want to have some crafty time.
All right. Blending this Tiki Mule in. You can see when I do the swatch, I leave the original color kind of untouched toward the top, and then that dimensional blend comes in up from the bottom. And then when I stamp that, I'll just stamp both colors on that same swatch area. So there goes the Tiki Mule, and we've got one layer left. Looking pretty. Okay, Gail, I knew you were going to say that, or somebody was going to say it. She said she wants our Love to Label sets. That's what we call our labels that come with the blender brush labels. You also get the ink pad side labels in that set. She wants them for all of the colors in our collection, and we are working on it with a goal of having those for you guys in the new year. So for now, we only have our Love to Label sets for our new colors, and we're working on populating our entire collection with those. All right, so this is going to be for Sour Gummy. This is the only non-new color that I'm using, but it is one of my favorites. I use this with so many different combos. It's sort of like a deep teal, I would say. Probably no surprise that I love a teal, right? But it's one of the darker, deeper teals. Not quite a navy. It has more green in it. And I'm just laying on this single color here, pretty dark. I want this to stand on its own. It's not going to have a dimensional blend. So we're just going to darken that as much as possible. Okay, are we ready? Let's peel this away. Amrita asked, on this particular stencil, do you plan ahead what colors you want to do on each stencil layer because the colors will overlap differently? If I have a concern about it, I do think about that ahead of time. There are a few colors that don't play well with others. Green is a tough one. Purple is another tough one. So sometimes I will think about that, but I don't. Sometimes I'm also in the mood to just, hey, let's try it. And, you know, if it doesn't turn out, what have you lost except for a 6x6 piece of paper? And sometimes colors surprise me too when I think, oh, that definitely won't look good. And then I try it anyway, and it ends up being a favorite. So, okay, let's get this glass board cleaned off. I don't want to get my beautiful panel dirty while we move on to the next step. So I think I might be missing a cloth.
I think.
Did Sue take our cloths home and wash them this weekend? I think. Yes! So we got to get our cloth back here.
You are.
All right. It might not look clean, but it has technically been washed. Mm-hmm. We use these microfiber cloths and our stencil cleaning kit. It comes in with this alcohol spray bottle, so that's what I'm spraying my surface with as I wipe it down. The great part about that is it dries super quickly, like it's already dry. and I don't have to get a paper towel and wipe things down. I use it to clean my stencils as well. Again, because it dries so fast, it allows me to move on quickly and maybe do another panel right away. Okay, so here's that panel that I blended with those colors. I'm going to take and cut this with my scissors. So I'm going to cut, I guess I'll just show you guys. I've obviously done this before. So this die, it sits just right inside of your blended line. So just like that, you can choose to keep a little bit of white at the bottom, or you can push it up so that this is right at the top and you don't have any white at the bottom. But you can see I have plenty of space over here. So I'm just going to trim kind of close to this edge to give myself enough space for cutting out both pieces. We're going to cut this with our A2 layer stacklets, and then I'm cutting this obviously with the coordinating petal palette die. So let's get the die cut machine out. Oh, Mindy's looking for hints on the next new color. Not sure. I guess, how many weeks are we away? Is that next week already?
September 4th.
A week from Thursday.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. Crazy.
Time is flying.
Okay, so let's go ahead and cut this out. Just tack this down with a little bit of Scotch removable tape. And I do like to push mine up so that there's no white at the bottom. Personal preference, whatever you choose for you is good. It cuts a hole in the top for you, so all of your swatches will be exactly the same. So there's that. Now let's take this, and I'm going to grab my A2 layer stacklets. I use these on just about every project that I make. It gives you that nice, perfect way to center. Actually, I got to turn this so I can see it a little bit better. You can see what you are cutting out versus using your paper trimmer to center up your designs. And then you can't always see exactly where how much you're cutting off each side. I always end up cutting off, a little more on this side, a little more on this side, and then before I know it, my panel is too small. So we have the A2 layer stacklet that we're going to cut this out with. All right, there it is. Now before I put my die cut machine away, let me bring back these cards that were completed, and if I hold them up into the camera, do you see those stitches in the background? This is a fun way to add some texture to your blended designs, and I do this often. We have several cutting plates with different designs. This one is called the Fanfare cutting plate, and it stitches that kind of arched design into it. And then this one is called Crossroads cutting plate, and it has kind of more of a V design coming in from each edge. So we're going to use the Crossroads cutting plate today, and it doesn't actually have any cut line around the outside of the die, so you can simply position your paper. Now this one does matter. If you get it crooked on there, you're going to notice because those lines are very geometric. So I like to flip the die where I can see the pattern, and then I do end up taping this down to the back of the die here. Taping it just enough so that when I flip it over, it stays in place, and then I can send that through. So we'll pull that off, and now you can see those stitch lines are just a part of the design. Adds a fun dimension and texture to it. Now I do, after you've put this through your die cut machine, I want to make sure that I'm nice and easy with that tape. Just peel that off the back. I think we're done with our die cutting. So let's go ahead and move this out of the way. Has anybody decided on a Halloween costume this year?
I just
Did
started
you?
asking my kids, what do you want to be? What do you want to do?
I haven't asked mine yet. I'm wondering if we are too old.
Oh,
I
yes.
know. Have we made it to that age? My oldest is an 8th grader. And then I think our middle daughter is a 6th grader. And I think she's still in the trick-or-treating age range. The thing about my kids is they're very tall. So they kind of look like they might be high schoolers out there trick-or-treating. But yeah, if she wants to go, she'll pick out a fun costume. And Henry, my youngest, he does not like trick-or-treating. So we don't push it. Okay, so let's continue on. I'm going to pull out my card so I can see where we're going. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and pop this on a sugar cube card base with some foam tape. Actually, before I do that, let me grab my strip. I have some strips that I pre-cut. This one is stamped tone on tone with papaya ink on papaya cardstock. And I just want to make sure that this is the same size before I adhere this other part down. So we're going to just trim that off the edge there. And we'll do the same with our other 2 strips. I took the coordinating cardstock, which is the great part about having coordinating ink in cardstock, is that you know that the ink you just blended with, you have lots of choices for cardstock that coordinates perfectly. And then my last one is sour gummy cardstock. And we'll trim that one.
You know what threw me off this morning?
What?
Was the 60-degree weather we had.
I know. Was it even 60? I feel like it was like
this morning.
colder than that even.
It's freezing. Freezing cold.
I know. My kids, you know, the first day of school outfit is a big deal.
Yes.
Especially the older they get. I feel like, you know, they have a special thing they want to wear. So we picked out these outfits for the first day of school, and then they come up from their bedroom, and I said, girls, you're gonna need to grab a sweatshirt because it's freezing outside.
Yes.
So I made them put sweatshirts on, and then my oldest was like, well, now my outfit doesn't even look cute because I have to wear this sweatshirt.
Oh.
You'll be fine.
All the
It'll
girl
be fine.
feels. I get it.
Yes.
Lots of people are saying they do a family theme.
Ooh, what ideas do you have for family-themed costumes?
Yeah, Taylor and I are family, so we can do something.
Yes. Maybe just 2-person costumes, Whitney and I.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, funny. We could be Galinda and Elphaba.
Oh, yes.
Which one do I have to be?
Well, I have blonde hair, so.
Okay. All right. Whitney gets to be Galinda. Galinda with a G.
I still have not seen that movie.
Really?
I need to see it, friends.
Oh, my goodness.
I know.
Okay. All right. We've now established Whitney needs to see Wicked. All right. I'm going to tuck this one right under here so that I get kind of an equal border of white all the way around the outside. That's what this strip is doing. And then I'm going to take this thinner, darker one, and it's going to go in the middle. All right.
Megan says you could totally pull off green nails.
Well, pink is your color too, I would have to
That's
say.
true.
Whitney looks good in pink, and I do like green. It has always been a color I've liked. So who knows, maybe for Halloween this year you guys will see some green nails. Just tune in on Tuesdays for my live.
Yep.
10 a.m. every Tuesday. You get to see what color nail that I've picked. Okay, so there we have our strips that kind of pull the colors from our blend down into the bottom. And then I'm going to show you guys my sentiment. So we are going to pull back in the die cut machine, and we have these pre-printed sentiments. They're called Foil-It mini strips. They coordinate with our mini strips dies, and the great thing about these, you do get some that are printed in full black, and then I've already die cut all of the white ones, I think, but you do get some panels that are white cardstock with black printing. So a little of both in the same package. The great thing about these is you can foil them if you want to. If you love to foil, you can foil them with a Mink or similar machine. They are toner printed, but a lot of times when I want that just really crisp black sentiment, and I'm feeling like I just don't want to stamp and emboss and do all the things, I grab my pre-printed sentiments, my coordinating die, and we'll just trim these out really quick and pick one to put on this card. Whitney, you never saw the show in the theater either? Like,
I was in college.
Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't have any money to go to the show.
Understood.
Yes.
Yes, those of us know what that is like.
You did get to see it though, right?
I have seen it several times. Yeah, in California even when it was on Broadway there. So, all right, let's run that through then. Cardi says, my 10-year-old dragged me to K-pop Demon Hunters last night at the movies. Surprisingly enjoyed it. I kind of have a story similar to that. So my girls are almost 12 and 14, and they have come to love Benson Boone. So we took them to a Benson Boone concert this past weekend, kind of as a before we kick off to go back to school. Raise your hand in the comments if you know Benson Boone, because we've told a lot of people we were at the concert and they're like, who's that? He's pretty well known, I think,
yeah.
but
he has like a rustic voice.
He does, and I surprisingly really liked the concert. It was,
good.
I mean, we went for them, but
Yes.
he was very good. So I love it when our kids bring us out of our comfort zone and make us see things and listen to things that we maybe normally wouldn't. So, all right. So here we are. Let's pick a sentiment. I'm going to go with "You are appreciated" for this one because I can always use a card to say thank you. And we'll go ahead and pop this up with our thin foam strips. I'm going to show you guys these rolls. So I love these rolls of thin foam tape. If you have any trouble with mailing your cards that get a little bit too thick, this is a great option. It is a 1/32 inch of a dimension. So that's half of kind of your normal size foam tape. And I love to just take this off of the roll and cut a few pieces. Sometimes I call it fringing my foam tape. Just cut it into little fringes and peel the backer off. I love that I can cut it to exactly the size that I need. And it comes on these rolls that seem big, but we go through them so fast. All right, let me grab my teal tweezers. And I'm pretty sure I learned this tip from Mindy, and I know Mindy's here today, so shout out to Mindy. She's always using a tweezers to hold her sentiment when she places it down on her project, which I think is great because a lot of times my fingers, as I'm holding them, they're getting in the way of me seeing, you know, how straight my sentiment is or exactly where I want to place it. And then you just pull up on that reverse tweezers or push that and it'll let go of your sentiment. And then our last step before I head out today is going to be to add a few little embellishments. I've got the silver glitter drops. I like to put them in this star. This is our little star trinket tray. And we're going to go ahead and just pop these. I put down my adhesive first. And I let it get a little bit tacky. And then we'll pick up the embellishments. Have my pick and place tool. I need to mark that because I always open the wrong end first. But this has one end that is a die pick and then the other end is a wax tip. And I love using it to pick up and place my embellishments right where I want them. Just finding embellishments that are right side up is sometimes the hard part. Okay, we're getting there. Couple more over here. This one, every time I touch it, it makes a funny noise. Okay, last one. Turn it over. There we go. All right, let me hold this up into the camera. We finished. Actually, another great part of this is it is has a pointed tip. Makes it easy to just pour those right back in. All right, here it is. Looks lovely. I'll bring back those other color combinations. So here's the one I had made previously with that same color combo. And then we've got those other color combos that I shared along with our fun little palette swatches. I know they have a giveaway happening over on the SCT blog. So if you haven't already, go make sure you check that out and you could win a gift card so that maybe you can buy something that you loved today. So, all right, let me come back to you guys. And all right, I'll say a quick farewell. Thank you for joining me over lunch today to learn a little bit more about one of our new products. And I am super excited, as I said earlier, for Crop and Create this fall. Really excited to join those of you that are going to be at the event. I can't wait. So until then, I hope you all have a wonderful